I was a pastor's wife, very involved in the ministry, and my last child had just gone off to college, and now I thought it's my time. My inspiration for 20 years, I thought about beginning a home for girls that were homeless and pregnant. I had gone with my husband to a call in the middle of the night from a girl that was ending the life of her little preborn child, and she called for help, and by the time we got there it was too late. And that's when it hit me between the eyes, this is real. And that's when I began my search of how I was going to help, because I couldn't help her at the time. I didn't know how to help her. And I said to my doctor, I went in for strep throat, and I said, couldn't you build a home for girls that are homeless and pregnant? But he said, Carol, God has given you a vision. And he said, it's your job, nobody else's. Being a woman of faith, I knew that with God, all things are possible. So I called the local newspaper at the time there in Willoughby. He came out to my house, took pictures, put that verse on the front page of the News Herald, and said what I had planned to do was build a home for girls that are homeless and pregnant. So that's when I started. And then I just started looking for, somebody told me you should have a board of directors. So I had a little help on that, and everyone I asked came doctors, the doctor actually that inspired me to go on. I had lawyers, I had people in government, I had business people. I think we had 9 or 10 people on our original board, and they all said yes. They finally told me I had to have property. And so that's when I went to looking for property, and I looked for the most wealthiest landowner around at the time. He came out and he said, what do you want? And I said, I want 5 acres of your property on Lakeshore Boulevard, and I'm going to use it for this, and I want it for free. And he said, yes. At first, my initial vision was to help these girls so that they didn't have to end their children's lives, so they had a choice that they could make. Either be happy to place their children for adoption or parent or whatever, they had a real choice. And I wanted to give them a place that they could go and be safe and spend their pregnancy. A whole lot of going around and meeting people. I finally got plans for a home. I had to find bricks for free. I had to find wood for free. So my early days were going from one contractor to another. And truly God sent me a man who was a builder, David Barr. And he said, Carol, I'll build you that house. I would pray and ask, and everything came to that house. It cost not 1 penny. It was given. With God, all things are possible, you know. And he was proving that. The police sent girls that were going to go to jail if they didn't check in at Hannah's home. We had churches, police, we had social workers, just a neighbor girl, they just started to come, and we filled that house quickly. I was out in the park last year, I do believe, and a little boy walked up to me. He was probably 10, around that, and he walked up to me and he said, hi, Grandma, thank you. And I looked at this boy and I thought, well, you're not my grandchild, but he said, my mommy lived at Hannah's home in Ohio. And he said, and my mommy and daddy has adopted me, and now I live in Tequesta, Florida. What are the chances of me meeting this little boy? And I remember his mother when visiting Hannah's home in the north. I remember her and her decision to place her little boy because she thought that would be the best thing for him. There's a verse, it's in James 2, and it's 14 through 16. It says, what good is it, my brother and sisters, if someone claims to have faith but has no deeds? Can such faith save them? Suppose a brother or sister is without clothes or daily food. Let me tell you, these kids are sleeping on park benches, in the backs of old cars. It's unbelievable. If one of you says to them, go in peace, but does nothing for their physical needs, then what good is it? In order to give hope to these girls, that we have to help. Help is hope. And so that's why we have this program.